Get in here. Get in here. Get in here. So let's talk about it. I promised y'all a story, and I got one for you. Have you ever loved somebody, genuinely loved somebody who didn't give a fuck about you? I'm talking about, like, you really love this person. Like, this might be a best friend, a best sister, your cousin, anybody like that. It could even be your mama. But have you ever loved somebody only to find out years later through hindsight that they didn't give a fuck about you? I did. So I had a bestie, a favorite, almost my whole life since I was a little kid, and found out that she couldn't stand me. She had secret animosity for me and did not like me at all. She did not have my best interest at heart. She allowed people to talk about me to her, and I believe she talked about me to them as well. That only makes sense, right? So let me take you back, and let's go back to where this started from. This is going to be part one. So when I was young, like I said, I had a family member I was really, really close with, used to hang with all the time, up until and through our adulthood. So this person is a family member. She's a family member. So way back in the day when we was real young, this is the first red flag that I ignored. We were real young, and she had a boyfriend. And her and I and her boyfriend, sometimes his brother, sometimes other friends, we would hang out. And I was real cool with her boyfriend in a sense of, ha, hey, how you doing? Crack jokes. That's it. Because if you love somebody, you try to get along with the people they love as well. Right? Right. So let's keep going. Y'all, one day we were all outside. My family, the other side of my family lives on a block where a lot of our family members used to own homes on that block. Okay? So it's a bunch of cousins, a bunch of aunties, a bunch of uncles, a bunch of family members like that. So y'all, one night we all hanging out, which is something we used to do outside, just hang out around on the block. And we were all out there, and we're hanging out down in front of one of my friends' houses. And so my cousin comes through the field like pissed. She is on fire. You feel what I'm saying? It looked like somebody gonna get their head knocked off, right? So she coming through the field, angry from the other side. So I see her coming. So I'm like, who we gotta kill? What we doing? You understand what I'm saying? I'm about what? Maybe 15 years old. I had just started really hanging out with the other side of my family when I turned like 13. So this has been 2 years, but I'm all in. You feel what I'm saying? I want to fit in. I didn't have a tight relationship with my father. I had a better relationship with his family. So, cool. So I'm like, what we doing? You know what I'm saying? She come up and start going off on my ass, calling me all kind of names, talking about what I did behind her back, and she can't believe I tried to sleep with her boyfriend. Excuse the fuck out of me? No, that's not me. That never happened. I never tried to sleep with your boyfriend. You never tried to sleep with me. We always been cool, and that's on that level. And that's on me. So she's going ham. She's going crazy. She's going off. She's screaming and cussing. My auntie came through the field behind her. So my auntie's going off on her. Like, nah, my niece wouldn't do no shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Basically, long story short, that's what she was telling her. Like, it's too much. I feel like you need to talk to her. So this girl goes off on me, embarrassed me in front of everybody that's outside. And all I can say is I didn't do it because I didn't do it. So I'm wondering how she came up with this, where she got this information from. So I'm like, did he tell you that? I couldn't really see him telling her that. Like I said, he was a cool guy, but he was never like coming on to me or like touching me too much or being too friendly or nothing like that. So I'm knowing he ain't say no shit like that. Y'all, she had a friend back then who's her friend currently. She had a friend back then who's her friend currently, who she's talked about in front of me. Talked about the girl had roaches, her down there smell like catfish and all that. She's talked about the girl to me. So I feel like y'all was never really friends. But anyway, that's nothing to do with me. That's the individual who told her that. That's the individual who told her that. One of her outside friends. Now, keep in mind, we share the same blood. We share the same blood. We're the same bloodline. So the shit just crushed me. I didn't understand how she could feel like that and say that. And with my auntie going off, she basically like, you know, standing with us like, no, you ain't gonna do shit. And y'all not about to fight or none of that out here. And I didn't have it in my mind to fight her, but my feelings were really hurt because genuinely, and I could tell you this, I was 15 years old. I'm 42. I'll be 43 next week. I never came on to her boyfriend. I never disrespected her behind her back. I genuinely loved her and had love for her. Like all the way through and through. I'd have killed a brick, drowned some water, or took a bullet for the girl. And that's what she didn't know. But that's just my first red flag. The first thing that should have clued me in. There were so many more after this before I got the inclination and the common sense to end that relationship. Come back for part 2. Oh, and follow me for more of the hot, fresh tea.
At Claire.Huxtable888.